What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for stopping by today. We're going to do a whistle-stop tour of the May shopping list. You know, guys, it's been getting increasingly harder to make shopping list videos because there's just nothing really substantial to buy in this market. It's extremely difficult to buy. We're in peak bull market territory, so it's been hard. So that's why I've sort of missed a few months. You know, I haven't been really giving you any heads up for things because there's honestly like what's out there is out there, and I wouldn't be giving you much value add. So, but I thought today it'd be best if I check in. You know, if I give you maybe not specific products, but I give you a general idea of what I will be buying if the reprints and well if and when they hit, what I'll be buying. So yeah, I'll let you know what I have been buying first. So in the run up to this, and in the last 3 weeks, products started to get dropped on the Pokemon Center on Amazon, or reprints have started to hit in, right? So these are a few of the things that I've picked up. I managed to pick up one surprise box off Amazon. I think I paid £28 for that. So a little over MSRP, but I'm happy with the value that I'm getting for that. I mean, I'd happily buy a lot more at that price. The prismatic tins I got on the Pokemon Center. I got one of each. Um, I'm very happy with that. That's MSRP, so I can't really complain. Is that £9, £8, something like that per tin? So I was very happy. I got all eight. Um, and the temporal, I got a temporal PC ETB as well. So I actually had no before I bought that. I had no prior exposure to temporal forces. So I'm happy that I'm starting to pick things up again that are sealed because it's been quite dry out there, you could say. Singles, it hasn't been so bad because the prices have been decent for singles because obviously everyone's ripping products, so the single prices are sort of coming down a bit. But sealed, it's still been pretty, it's been pretty difficult to secure some decently priced product, you could say. But as we get into this, I want to call it a reprint window where Pokemon's basically putting their foot down and saying prices are too high for product that's been printed in the last year. We need to print more of everything. Um, it's now time to sort of capitalize on those reprints, and essentially, I I see I do see demand leveling off, but I think it's going to stay pretty stable. It's going to get to a point where I don't think it's going to go into a bear market. I think it's going to be pretty consistent in terms of demand, and with if they keep bringing out good sets, it's only going to stay right. And it's as this rip and ship community and the way people interact is different with this hobby, as that grows and different pockets of the community start emerging, it only becomes a stickier business model, and more people are exposed to it, more people know about it, more boyfriends are ripping packs, and then the girlfriends get involved, and people get dragged into this hobby sort of one way or another through the games, through the cards, through the Pokemon Pocket app. People are getting dragged into Pokemon, and that is only going to strengthen this going forward. And I see it as almost as an unstoppable force. That's why I like it as a business model, and I really do believe in this long term. But yeah, that's why I think I wouldn't be scared of a bear market. I would be taking advantage of reprints, especially for valuable sets where the value is sort of in the sealed. So yeah, I'm just gonna more generally talk about if there was a reprint, what I would be buying, and these are my top 5 things or sets that I will be buying if I see a reprint, if I get the opportunity. Now, Pokemon have said they will be reprinting Paldean Fates. The only product I'd really be interested in is this Pokemon Center ETB. To be honest, I do like the more obscure and harder to obtain products because that's where I think the value is. So that is why I really wouldn't really be interested in an ETB. I'd want that step up, that premium product for Paldean Fates. But yeah, that's why it's coming in number 5. You know, listen, it's a great set. It's a valuable set. It's a deep set because it's got all the shinies, and it has chase cards. Right, it's got the 3 big chase cards: Charizard, Gardevoir, and the Mew. Besides that, there is still value, but what scares me is that there's the most of the value is in 3 cards. So that is the downside for me for this set. But those 3 cards are amazing, and I do see them holding value. So yeah, that's why it's investable. But I would say that depending on how much they print, you know, it could have further to drop. It could have further to drop. But in terms of long term, we should be good for that. Now, Surgeon Sparks is another great set. I think it will be, you know, top 4 in Scarlet and Violet, top 4 easy. It's probably coming in 4th, to be honest, probably behind 151. Yeah, it's a great set, and the value is there, right? It's not the deepest, but it's not the it's. I feel like with this set, it's quality, not quantity, and the quality of the cards and the demand for the big cards are there, right? So that is why I like this set. I love the PCTB. I think the promo's amazing. I already have the promo. I actually went out and bought some more singles for the promo. I bought some normal ones. I bought a Pokemon Center one, even though I've got a few of these in my cupboards, you know, sealed. I wouldn't rip them, so I had to go buy the singles themselves. I graded them. I got 110. The rest of them were 9s. Unfortunately, the one that got 10 was not the Pokemon Center promo, so a bit gutted about that. But it just goes to show that if I'm buying the singles from this set, I think other people will in the future. And you know, it's Pikachu. Pikachu sells. It's good. It's hitting on all cylinders for me. And if it gets a reprint, you can get this MSRP. You know, long term, it's a buy. It really is a buy. So for me, that's why it's coming in at number 4. It would be higher, but the competition is hard at the top, right? It's hard at the top. Pokemon excelling in the Scarlet and Violet era. They really are outdoing themselves. So number 3. The reason this is number 3 for me is because I, not intentionally, but I accidentally skipped 151. I actually have no product of 151 at all. So for me, it's quite high up the list. Probably it'd be high up the list for you guys as well. But for me, it's definitely something that I'd be looking to buy if they got a reprint. I know the US literally just got 151 booster bundles not too long ago, maybe yesterday or a couple of days ago. So I'm hoping that we get something in the UK in some capacity, right? If you know, if not, then because I tried to get Blooming Waters at MSRP, I couldn't get Blooming Waters in the UK. It seems to be America. You know, the UK is definitely a smaller market, and they definitely get second dibs, right? There's no question. The US have first dibs on new product, on product that's in demand. They have first dibs. I think the leftovers get sent to the UK, and yeah, I don't think we've seen anything on the Pokemon Center remotely close to what the US are having, and that's probably the same for other Pokemon centers around the world. I'm not sure, you know, New Zealand, Canada, China, if they've got a Pokemon Center. I don't think they're feeling the love like the US is feeling the love. But nonetheless, I think 151, if it does come, I will be trying my hardest to get some. And this is where you want to sort of keep some cash around because you just never know, right? Strangely, for better for worse, this is number 2. Destined Rivals, number 2. Number 2. Yeah, I've sort of made the conscious decision that this is now number 2 in my head. This is number 2. It's going to do very well long term. Long term, a rocket theme set, it'll do very well, right? I'm hoping that the value is there and it stays there. I think the pack art is amazing. I think the ETB looks amazing. So from a sealed perspective, everything looks amazing, right? It looks aesthetically pleasing to the eye, and it'd be good on a shelf, right? So I think that's great. I think the set is great. I don't think it. Maybe we're a bit asking for too much. Um, you know, I feel like I was a bit disappointed, but in a good way, because I didn't want. I did. It's good that it's not better than Prismatic, in my opinion, because we needed a set that sort of started to drain away some of this hype that's going on in this hobby right now. I think it's still an amazing set. Listen, it doesn't take away from it's going to be the second best set in Scarlet and Violet, but from what I was envisaging and what it could have been, um, I think it's a step down from that. So, and that's fine. I'm still gonna buy it. I'm still gonna try my hardest to buy stuff. But listen, guys, it's guess what? It's gonna be at MSRP or below. I'm gonna be stubborn. I'm gonna die on this hill. I think you never know what's coming in the future. I think if you start buying too much above MSRP, the risk to reward starts obviously dropping, and you just don't know what's going to affect stuff in the future. There could be a massive depression, global depression, and people might want to rapidly sell all their Pokemon product to feed their families, right? You just don't know what's going to happen, and if that's the case, then I want to be close, or as close as possible at MSRP, just for that risk to reward, right? And that's my mindset. People can disagree, like, oh, you should buy things over MSRP, and it's gonna do better than, like, I'd be buying it over MSRP because it's gonna do so well in the future. It's gonna triple even if it's above MSRP. You know, just rate let's rein in the expectation, and I think let's take a level mind. Um, but I'm under no illusion, guys. I'm not going to be able to get a lot of it if I'm going to stick at MSRP. I'm not delusional. I will only be picking up a few bits and bobs here of this set. Hopefully, more gets released and they have a large print window and they print it a lot, so it gives people chance. And hopefully, I can get some more. But I'm under no illusion that I won't be getting much of it. But it is what it is. I will focus elsewhere, and this is pretty much where my focus is going to be. I'm going to be trying to pick up as much Prismatic as possible. I've decided that this is essentially the evolving skies of Scarlet and Violet, and I think it's going to do very well long term. And the fact that it hasn't got a booster box is going to help the ETB in ways you just wouldn't believe. So the fact that it's a holiday set, it's a specialty set, it's got all this product, and the best product is the Pokemon Center ETB. If this ever comes back in stock on the Pokemon Center website, but you best believe that queue will be the longest queue you'll ever have to wait for to get product. I mean, this dropped in the US, and the queue was crazy. It was ridiculous. So yeah, I can only hope they drop this in the UK again, because they actually never gave it a second drop in the UK. So I could only assume that they'd sort of live up to their word and drop it in the UK again, because they only got round to pre-orders, guys. I don't think if people are remembering, because of so much stuff has happened in this space right now, but this only had one drop on the Pokemon Center website, one drop, and that was limited to two per person. So, or two, maybe it was two drop pre-order, but it hasn't been released since pre-order, I don't think. So, I need to see this sort of come back, really. Um, uh, you know, and that's honestly, this is where the main allocation of my money will be going, is in anything Prismatic. Amazon surprise box, like I say, Prismatic Evolutions. I'll be trying Smiths, and even the normal ETB guys. I'll be trying to get everything right, as much as possible Prismatic, because the market has decided that this is the most valuable thing this era, and I don't see that changing. Even with Destined Rivals come in, I don't see that changing. Um, the set value is too much. It's too much. It's gonna drop right through with the it better drop through these reprints because otherwise Pokemon's not gonna do it properly. I'd imagine they'll be printing this for 2 years. I still think the demand for this product will be insatiable. I don't think they're going to be able to even get to the tip of the iceberg with the demand that's going to hit this set. So I could see, the set itself, like master set, yeah, it's probably in the 7 grand region, six and a half. Yeah, so I only see that drop in anywhere between 20 to 50%, which is still, 4 grand, 3 grand for the master set of this is ridiculous, and it's more than a lot of sets in a lot of eras, guys. You go and take a look. You go take a look at some of the set prices, master set prices. Yeah, this is up there, right? This is up there, pretty much all the way back to EX era. We're talking Holland Phantom, like needs to beat this Holland Phantoms. But yeah, it's one of those where it's bittersweet because you won't. It's hard to get product. It's the hardest it's ever been to get product. Like, trust me on that. And going forward, I can only hope Pokemon keeps printing to maximum capacity. But the demand for these big sets, they won't go away. I think the demand overall for Pokemon might drop. So they have to be careful with printing, like overprinting some of these worst sets. They have to be very careful of that. But apart from that, I think Pokemon's in a great place. I really do. They just need to get this supply demand balance a lot better. They have to perfect that. But apart from that, we're in a great place, guys. We're in a great place. So yeah, with that, I hope you take my 5 cents. I hope you take it. Take it. Hopefully you can use it in a valuable way, right? I hope this gives you some information that you could potentially go away and try and improve your collection or improve your investment strategy or that sort of thing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.